Hello everyone, I am Nivedita Singh. So I will be starting with class 10th series of NCERT Science, and especially I will focus first on biology. Then in coming days I will also focus on chemistry after completion of biology. So in biology we will specifically start from the first chapter, that is life processes. Okay, so here I have sorted down certain things. Let's start with the life processes chapter. In this chapter, you will study about nutrition, what is the need of nutrition, what are nutrients, what are the modes of nutrition. Then you will study about these different modes of nutrition. Then we will talk about stomata, its function, and the opening and closing of stomata. Okay, and in the coming series, we will also discuss about digestion, respiration, excretion, that too in detail. So I will take maybe 6 to 7 lectures on this particular chapter, that is life processes. So stay tuned with me. So we are going to start today. Let's talk about nutrition. When I talk about nutrition, nutrition means the process by which organisms takes food and utilizes it is called as nutrition. Now the question may arise in your mind that what actually is the need of nutrition. So the need of nutrition is to perform various activities, like you in your entire life you perform growth, you grow, you reproduce. Okay, so you do repairing of cells in the body, repairing of tissues in the body. So for all this you require nutrition. Okay, next is nutrients. So what are nutrients? The material which provide nutrition is called as nutrients. Now, what are those materials? They are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Now, when I talk about carbohydrates, proteins and fats, so they are basically macronutrients. Why macro? Macro means large. It means these are required in large amount. Okay. Now when I talk about minerals and vitamins, so they are micronutrients. Micro means small. It means they are required in small amounts. Okay. Now let's talk about the different modes of nutrition. Now specifically we will study first about two modes of nutrition, which is autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now you might have also studied about these kind of nutrition in your smaller classes. When I talk about autotrophic, auto means self. So means they perform their food by themselves. Okay, the organisms, okay, which prepare their food themselves, they are called as autotrophic organisms. So this mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. So what they do in this? They use simple inorganic material like carbon dioxide, maybe water, and they convert this inorganic material, which is very important. You have to learn this particular thing, into complex high energy. Complex high energy means maybe in the form of carbohydrates. Okay. Now, the plants, the best example that comes to your mind when we talk about the autotrophic mode of nutrition is plants. So when we talk about plants, they perform autotrophic mode of nutrition. They prepare their food themselves. There is a particular process through which they prepare their food, and that process is called as photosynthesis. Now in photosynthesis, what the plant do is, plant take carbon dioxide and water from the atmosphere, and in the presence of sunlight and also in the presence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what? Chlorophyll is the green pigment which is present in chloroplast. So they perform the activity of photosynthesis. They produce carbohydrates or glucose. They produce glucose, okay, which is C6H12O6. So this is the reaction of photosynthesis, which is very, very important as far as your board exams are concerned, and you must know that being a science student. So what they do? 6CO2 plus 12 H2O in the presence of sunlight and also chlorophyll, which is the green pigment in the plant which is present in the chloroplast. They prepare C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. Now this 612, 612, 6, 2, what are these? This is basically a balanced chemical equation. Now this question may come to your mind that is it necessary to balance the equation? Then of course the answer is yes, because in 10th standard there is a particular chapter in chemistry where you have been taught balancing the equations, right? So this is very much important. So whenever you write the particular reaction, especially from the 10th standard, because there is a particular chapter given in your chemistry notebook, right? So you need to balance the chemical equation. Now, what is the site of photosynthesis? The site of photosynthesis is, I told you, chloroplast. Chloroplast in leaf, which contains what? Chlorophyll, which is the green pigment, right? Now, let's talk about stomata. When the question of stomata comes to your mind, then what are stomata? These are the tiny pores which are present in the epidermis of a leaf or stem through which gaseous exchange takes place. Gaseous exchange means exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now you need to study about the functions of stomata because this is given in your NCERT notebook. So basically the functions are again exchange of gases like oxygen and CO2 and loss of large amount of water. And there is a particular process through which the loss of large amount of water from the plants take place, and that is transpiration. And especially when we talk through stomata, that is transpiration. Now when we talk about the opening and closing of stomatal pore, which is controlled by the guard cell. So maybe in the next class I will briefly discuss about the structure of stomata. Then I will tell you the pores where the stomatal pore is present and where the guard cell is present. So opening and closing of stomatal pore is controlled by guard cell. Now when the guard cell, it uptakes water, it becomes turgid, it swells, right? So when it releases water, it becomes flaccid. So it releases water, it is flaccid. When it uptakes water, then it is turgid. So this is basically the opening and closing of stomatal pore. So as of now, we have discussed about nutrition, the need of nutrition, nutrients, the mode of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Today I have only discussed about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. In that specifically we have talked about the plants. So we have also discussed about photosynthesis, the site of photosynthesis, and stomata, the function of stomata, and opening and closing of stomata. So stay tuned for the next lecture. We will continue. Thank you so much.